Welcome to the Deep Dive. We tackle these huge, sprawling topics and try to boil them down to what you really need to know.
And today, wow, it's a big one.
Yeah, today we're looking at someone who isn't just an athlete. He's really defined an entire era of basketball.
Right.
LeBron Ramon James Sr.
It's a huge undertaking synthesizing his career.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at LeBron, you're not just counting points or rings. You're really mapping out the modern NBA for, the last 20-plus years?
Exactly.
His whole body of work, the stats, but also the team moves, the strategy behind it all, plus his, massive off-court presence as a media figure, an activist. It's enormous. It really needs a deep dive like this.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to kind of synthesize all that, his incredible longevity, his influence, to give you a full picture of why people call him King James. And unprecedented really feels like the only word.
It really is.
Yeah, currently the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He's the oldest active player. And this is wild. He's tied for the most seasons ever played in the league, 21 seasons.
And that longevity, it translates directly into these records that are just mind-boggling. It implies a level of physical upkeep, maybe sacrifice, that the league just hasn't seen before.
Like what?
Well, he holds the record for the most minutes played ever. That's regular season and playoffs combined. Just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
More time in actual high-intensity NBA games than anyone, ever. The wear and tear, it's hard to even imagine.
And the accolades just keep coming. A record 21 All-Star selections, 21 All-NBA selections,
Right.
including, 13 first-team nods. That's also a record.
But the real marker of that sustained dominance for many people is the championships.
4 titles in 10 finals appearances, which is incredible in itself.
And don't forget that run of 8 consecutive finals appearances between 2011 and 2018. That stretch basically was the story of the NBA for almost a decade.
Right. So, okay, let's dig in. Where do we start with the story this big?
You have to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Foundation, Akron, Ohio. Understanding the environment that forged him, the early struggles, but also the stability he eventually found.
Okay. So, born in Akron, 1984. And his early life, it was really marked by instability. His mom, Gloria, was just 16 when he was born.
Yeah.
They moved around constantly, apparently through some pretty rough neighborhoods, while she was trying to find consistent work. And his biological father wasn't really in the picture, had his own issues.
That instability it's crucial context,
Yeah.
For understanding his drive later on. It wasn't like a smooth path.
No.
The big turning point, it seems, was when Gloria realized he needed a more stable home environment.
Right. She let him move in with the family of Frank Walker, who was a local youth football coach.
Exactly. And Frank Walker's family, they essentially provided that stability, that structure. And it was Frank who actually introduced LeBron to basketball when he was 9 years old.
And once he found that focus, things happened fast.
Oh, immediately. The high school hype at St. Vincent St. Mary, it became this national thing almost overnight.
He was a 6'2" freshman, already averaging 18 points, over 6 rebounds, led them to a state title, undefeated season right out of the gate.
And the ticket demand for his high school games was just unheard of. Seriously, they had to move some of their home games to the University of Akron's arena.
Rhodes Arena, yeah. Seats over 5,000 people.
For a high school game. Just to fit in the fans, the media, the alumni, and, crucially, all the college and NBA scouts who were already tracking his every move.
It showed this wasn't just talent anymore. It was already becoming something bigger, a brand almost.
Totally. And the awards piled up. National Player of the Year twice, Ohio Stars basketball 3 times.
But let's not forget, he was an incredible athlete all around. People often overlook the football career he almost had.
That's a great point. He played wide receiver, was apparently really good, got recruited by big Division I programs, even Notre Dame.
Wow, Notre Dame.
Yeah. But he stopped playing football after breaking his wrist in an AAU basketball game. So kind of ironic, right? That injury might have pushed all his focus onto basketball.
And then 2003, the draft, no surprise, first overall pick.
To his hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, which felt like destiny at the time.
And he picked number 23, right? For Jordan. Pretty clear statement of intent.
Absolutely. And he lived up to the hype immediately. His first NBA game, he set a record for points by a prep-to-pro player, 25 points.
But it wasn't just the scoring, was it?
No, not at all. His rookie season stats showed the all-around game was already there. He became only the 3rd player ever, after Oscar Robertson and MJ, to average at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists as a rookie.
That's like the triple threat benchmark for versatility, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It proved he wasn't just a scorer. He had the size, the scoring, and the elite passing vision. Won Rookie of the Year, obviously.
So the foundation was set, instantly one of the league's best players, capable of doing pretty much everything.
Okay, so the stage is set. Let's move into those defining NBA eras. Starting with that first run in Cleveland, 2003 to 2010. This is the rise of the superstar, trying to carry a franchise.
Yeah, and he started racking up the individual awards pretty quickly. Won his first scoring title in 2008, but the moment from that era that everyone remembers, the one that really announced him as this unstoppable force, it has to be the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals against Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Game 5. That performance is legendary. You have to remember the context. Pivotal game, tough, veteran Pistons team known for defense.
And he just took over.
Completely. Scored 29 of Cleveland's last 30 points, including 25 straight points by himself. Right. Then hits the game-winning layup in double overtime. People immediately started calling it Jordan-esque.
Just pure offensive willpower. And that kind of dominance led to back-to-back MVP awards in 2009 and 2010.
But we also see the first real hints of public friction towards the end of that era.
Right, that walk-off after losing the 2009 conference finals to Orlando. Didn't shake hands.
Yeah, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Poor sportsmanship, they said. And maybe kind of set the stage for the huge reaction to what came next.
Which was, of course, the decision. Miami Heat era, 2010, probably the defining moment for player empowerment, but also kind of a PR disaster.
Oh, absolutely. The move itself, teaming up with Bosch and Wade, both top free agents, was already a shockwave. The first real modern super team constructed that way.
But it was how he announced it, that TV special.
The decision, yeah. I mean, it raised millions for charity, which is good, but the way it was done, the drawn-out process, the spectacle, the backlash was immediate and pretty brutal.
People felt it was unprofessional, maybe arrogant, just dragging it out. And then the Cavs owner, Dan Gilbert, wrote that scathing open letter.
Yeah, the Comic Sans letter.
And fans burning his jersey. Those images went global instantly.
And it wasn't just fans. Legends, guys like Jordan, Magic Johnson, they criticized him too. Said a player like him shouldn't need to join up with other stars to win.
So he immediately became the NBA's biggest villain.
Pretty much overnight. He embraced it to some extent, though he later said he regretted how the decision itself was handled, but the pressure was immense.
They struggled early, didn't they, that first Heat season?
Yeah, started 9-8. LeBron himself said all the media hate, the fan treatment, it made him play angrier. And then they lost the 2011 finals to Dallas.
And he got a lot of heat for disappearing in the fourth quarters of that series.
He really did. It was a huge blow. But like great competitors do, he used that failure. It fueled a really significant evolution in his game.
This is where the Hakeem Olajuwon connection comes in, right?
Exactly. That offseason, 2011, he went and worked with Hakeem, focused specifically on his post-up game.
What did that involve?
Learning the dream shake footwork, adding a reliable fadeaway jumper, hook shots, things he didn't really have before. It meant he could punish smaller defenders down low, forcing double teams.
Which then opens up passing lanes for teammates.
Precisely. Created those easy points you hear about. It turned him from just an incredible athlete who can drive into a much more complete three-level scorer. You couldn't just sag off him anymore.
And the results were immediate.
Pretty much. 2 straight championships, 2 finals MVPs in 2012 and 2013. The 2012-13 season was dominant.
The 27-game winning streak.
3rd longest ever. And LeBron won his 4th MVP award, almost unanimously. Missed it by 1 single vote.
He was playing with this incredible efficiency, too, wasn't he?
Yeah. Historically great levels is how analysts described it. Career-high shooting percentages. The narrative shifted from villain to, well, maybe grudging respect. He'd clearly improved based on failure.
But the quest for a three-peat fell short in 2014, lost to the Spurs.
Yep. And the lingering image from that series is Game 1, where he cramped up badly in the 4th quarter. Spurs took the lead. Maybe that loss sort of closed that chapter for him.
Which set up the next big narrative shift, the return to Cleveland in 2014.
And the contrast in the announcement couldn't have been starker. Right. No TV special this time.
Just that essay in Sports Illustrated. Much better received. Felt more mature, like he was coming home to finish something.
Redemption narrative, basically. And this era was all about delivering on that promise to Northeast Ohio.
2015 finals, they get there, but Irving and Love get injured.
Yeah, LeBron had to carry an insane load offensively. Averaged almost 36 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. Just staggering numbers, even though they lost to the Warriors.
But that set the stage for 2016.
The magnum opus. Down 3-1 to the Warriors. The 73-win Warriors team, arguably the best regular season team ever.
No team had ever come back from 3-1 down in the finals before.
The pressure must have been unbelievable, and LeBron was just relentless.
Back-to-back 41-point games in Games 5 and 6 to force a Game 7.
And then in Game 7, the defining moment, the chase-down block on Andre Iguodala.
Let's talk about that block. Iguodala going for the go-ahead layup. Final minutes.
The speed to get back, the timing, the height, pinning against the glass without fouling. Yeah. It's just peak athleticism and defensive instinct in the absolute highest pressure moment.
Unreal. And he finished that series leading both teams in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
First player ever to do that in the finals. Unanimous finals MVP. It just shows how completely he dominated every aspect of that series.
But even after bringing the title home, that second Cleveland stint had its own drama.
Right. 2017, Kyrie Irving requests a trade. Reportedly didn't want to play in LeBron's shadow anymore, wanted his own team.
Still, LeBron kept producing heroics. Game winners against the Pacers, the Raptors, that whole LeBron-o thing.
Yeah, he dragged a much less talented Cavs team back to the finals again in 2018. Dropped 51 points in Game 1 against the Warriors, which they still lost.
And then got swept. That was also when he hurt his hand punching a whiteboard after Game 1, right?
Yeah, self-inflicted injury out of frustration. After that finals loss, he left Cleveland again, this time for LA.
The Lakers' move in 2018, how is that framed?
Differently again. His agent, Rich Paul, said something like, the first move was for rings, the second was for the promise. This one was just about LeBron doing what he wanted to do.
Like prioritizing lifestyle, family, maybe the business and media side of things in a big market like LA.
Seems like it. More about personal fulfillment and setting up the next phase.
So his first year there was tough, that groin injury.
First major injury of his career, really. Missed a bunch of games, and the Lakers missed the playoffs. First time he'd missed the postseason since way back in 2005. A little reminder of mortality, maybe.
But redemption, again, came pretty fast, 2020.
Yeah, he fully leaned into the point guard role, led the league in assists for the first time ever.
And then the bubble championship in that totally bizarre pandemic environment.
Won his fourth title, fourth finals MVP, and became the only player ever to win finals MVP with 3 different franchises. Cavs, Heat, Lakers.
And since then, since that bubble title, it feels like the narrative has shifted again. Less about winning championships, maybe, and more about just rewriting the record books with longevity.
Absolutely. He's hitting milestones constantly that nobody else has ever touched. It's become about statistical immortality.
Like the 10K, 10K, 10K club.
Right, 2022. First player ever with at least 10,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists.
Which sounds like just big numbers, but it speaks to that incredible versatility over 2 decades, doesn't it?
Totally. You need elite scoring, like a wing, elite rebounding, like a big man, and elite passing, like a point guard, sustained for 20 years.
And then, of course, the big one, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 2023. All-time leading scorer.
A record Kareem held since before LeBron was even born. That felt like reaching the summit of scoring mountains.
He also won the first ever NBA Cup MVP in 2023, the in-season tournament thing. Still finding ways to add hardware.
And the records he's setting now at age 40 are just, frankly, absurd. Yeah. Oldest player to score 40-plus in a game.
Join Karl Malone as the only guys to get a triple-double at 40 or older.
That streak of scoring double digits, 867 straight games. First at 39,000 points, then 40,000. It's relentless accumulation.
But maybe the most unique milestone, the one that feels really different, happened this past season, 2024-25.
Playing with his son.
Yeah. Re-signed with the Lakers after they drafted LeBron James. First father-son duo to actually play in an NBA game together.
That transition from King James as the dominant force to LeBron, the elder statesman, playing alongside his own son. That's a career arc we've literally never seen before and might never see again.
Okay, so we've tracked the history, the teams, the records, but none of that happens without the player himself. Let's dig into the player profile, the physical machine and the strategic mind behind it all.
Right. The baseline is the physique, 6'9", 250 pounds. Officially plays small forward or power forward, but realistically, coaches have used him everywhere, 1 through 5, depending on the matchup or need.
His style always drew those comparisons to Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, big players who could handle the ball and create for others.
Exactly. Let's talk offense first, how that evolved. Early LeBron, first Cleveland stint. He was that point forward.
Meaning
a forward who brings the ball up, initiates the offense, runs the show like a point guard. And back then, he was maybe the best slasher and finisher in the game. Unstoppable going downhill.
That combination of speed and power in transition was terrifying. He'd grab a rebound and just be gone.
Yeah. But, as we touched on, there was a clear weakness early on,
The jump shot.
and the postgame. He didn't really have them. Critics hammered him for it. And coaches, like Popovich in the '07 finals, exploited it. They'd sag off, dare him to shoot long twos, and his percentages weren't great.
Which forced the change in Miami.
The Hakeem work. Improved shot selection, developed that reliable fadeaway, learned the footwork in the post. Suddenly, defenders couldn't just give him space. That unlocked that peak efficiency we saw.
And beyond scoring, the playmaking, he's always been considered one of the best passers ever, right?
Absolutely. Top tier. He uses his size and what coaches call LeBron gravity, the way defenses collapse on him, to find open teammates for easy looks.
Those crazy passes, too, like passing after he's already left his feet.
Yeah, his court vision is incredible. He sees plays develop before they happen.
Though, early on, didn't people criticize him for overpassing sometimes? Especially in clutch moments?
That was definitely a narrative for a while. Passing up the last shot, fear of failure, some said.
Did that change?
I think the perception shifted, yeah. Especially post-2011 and definitely after the 2016 finals. He seemed to find a better balance, and people realize sometimes the clutch play is the right pass when you draw that much attention.
Okay, let's flip to defense. That also evolved significantly.
Big time. Started his career actually seen as a pretty poor defender.
Yeah.
But he worked at it, got steadily better.
And the chase down block became his signature.
Absolutely legendary. That recovery speed and timing, he had like 93 blocks one season early on, a crazy number for a wing.
His defensive peak was probably in Miami.
For sure. That's when he became truly versatile on D, guarding all 5 positions, using that unique mix of size, strength, and quickness. He got all defensive first-team nods 5 years in a row. GMs even voted him the best perimeter defender.
But then age catches up eventually. Second Cleveland stint, people started noticing slippage.
Yeah. Critics pointed out some defensive regression, maybe taking plays off, especially after a turnover, or complaining to the refs. He even called it chill mode himself.
Which fans kind of excuse, right? Saying he had to conserve energy because he was carrying such a huge offensive load.
That was the rationale, yeah. But sometimes it looked, well, like he wasn't fully engaged on that end. Which is tough because the expectation for the greats is always 100% effort.
But the consensus remained that he could still lock in when needed.
Exactly. Playoff LeBron. Analysts always noted he could dramatically dial up the defensive intensity in the playoffs. He learned to manage his energy over the long haul.
All right, let's broaden the scope beyond the NBA court. His national team career, his global influence, business, activism. It's a huge part of the story.
It really is. Starting with Team USA, which actually began with a bit of a stumble.
The 2004 Athens Olympics, the bronze medal disappointment.
Yeah, LeBron was just a 19-year-old rookie then, barely played. Team USA didn't win gold for the first time since NBA players started participating. He later called it a low light, felt he wasn't given a fair chance.
But that seemed to light a fire under him, or under the management.
Both, maybe. Reportedly, before the 2008 games, management Colangelo, Coach K basically told him he needed to step up his commitment and attitude.
And he responded.
Immediately. Had a monster game against Argentina in the qualifiers. Then the 2008 Redeem team in Beijing went undefeated, won gold. LeBron was a key part.
And by 2012 in London, he was the clear leader.
Unquestionably. Running the offense, making defensive calls, scoring when needed, got the first triple-double in U.S. Olympic history that year.
And that 2012 gold put him in really rare company, right?
Yeah, joined Michael Jordan as the only players to win NBA MVP, the NBA title, Finals MVP, and Olympic gold all in the same year. Just dominance across the board.
And then fast forward all the way to 2024 in Paris, 39 years old.
Still going. Team captain, co-flag bearer, won another gold, got the MVP award for the tournament, became the first player with 2 Olympic triple-doubles. Just sustained excellence on the global stage.
And that kind of sustained high-profile success translates into, well, a massive business empire.
First active NBA player to hit $1 billion in earnings, which is incredible.
His endorsement portfolio was huge, obviously. Started with that Nike deal right out of high school. $90 million before he played a single NBA game.
Unheard of back then. But he's also been smart with investments, not just endorsements, like the Beats Electronics deal.
Right. He got a small stake early on for promoting them, and then when Apple bought Beats.
He reportedly made over $30 million. Smart move, leveraging his brand for actual equity.
And his investments are pretty diverse now, aren't they, outside of basketball?
Very. He's been a part owner of Liverpool FC, the soccer club, since 2011. Then he became a partner in Fenway Sports Group,
which means he owns pieces of the Boston Red Sox, the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team, even AC Milan in Italy. He's invested across different sports, different continents.
Shows a really broad business vision.
Yeah.
And you got to appreciate the hustle sometimes, even when it doesn't quite work out.
You mean Taco Tuesday?
Huh, yeah. Trying to trademark Taco Tuesday because he used it on his Instagram all the time.
And the patent office basically said, nope, that's just a common phrase. Everyone says that.
A rare swing and a miss. Proves you can't just own everything.
But his media ventures have been huge successes. Spring Hill Company, uninterrupted.
That's been a game changer. Creating platforms for athletes to tell their own stories, it feels like a direct response to things like The Decision, where he felt the media narrative got away from him. Now he owns the platform.
And he even co-hosted that podcast, Mind the Game, with J.J. Redick. Really high-level basketball talk. Showed he's serious about the content side, too.
And then there's the philanthropy and activism, the LeBron James Family Foundation in Akron.
That's huge. The I Promise School, the housing complex, the college scholarships for thousands of kids from Akron. The level of direct investment back into his hometown is really significant.
He's also been very public with political stances over the years. On Trayvon Martin, Donald Sterling, police brutality, using his platform.
During the 2020 playoff boycott after Jacob Blake's shooting, didn't he speak with Barack Obama?
Yeah, reports said Obama advised him and other players to keep playing, to use their platform in other ways, alongside playing.
But his public statements haven't always been universally praised, have they? Especially when business and politics collide.
Right. The China controversy in 2019 was a big one, when he commented on Daryl Morey's tweet supporting the Hong Kong protesters.
He called Morey misinformed, right?
Yeah, and got slammed for it internationally, accused of prioritizing NBA business interests in China over human rights. It really highlighted the difficult line global athletes have to walk.
Balancing the brand, the business, the activism, it's complex.
Extremely. And even seemingly positive things, like magazine covers, could generate controversy for him.
The Vogue cover in 2008. First black man on the cover.
Which was historic. But critics, like Jim O'Hill, pointed out the pose with Gisele Bündchen. They argued it echoed old racially charged King Kong imagery.
Wow. It just shows the intense scrutiny he's always been under. Every move, every image analyzed through multiple lenses. No wonder he wanted to control his own media narrative.
Exactly. Despite all that, Time magazine has named him one of their 100 most influential people 4 times.
Yeah.
More than any other pro athlete.
Okay, final section. Let's talk legacy, player empowerment, and the never-ending Joe 8 debate. How did he change the league itself?
Fundamentally, his move to Miami in 2010 wasn't just about his career. It really kicked off a whole decade of player movement.
The Washington Post said he flipped the power balance between stars and their organizations.
That sums it up well. He made it okay, even strategically smart, for superstars to take control of their own destiny, team up where they wanted to win.
And other players recognize that, right?
Yeah, guys like Draymond Green have credited LeBron for opening that door, giving athletes more control, called maybe his biggest accomplishment. His moves definitely fueled the whole super team era we're still kind of in.
Which inevitably leads us to the comparison, Jordan.
Always. The GOAT debate.
Yeah.
LeBron's consistently ranked number 1 or 2 all time. But the main argument against him, especially from older fans, is always Jordan's finals record.
6-0 for Jordan versus 4-6 for LeBron. That unblemished record carries a lot of weight in the basketball world, which can be very ring-obsessed.
It does. But is that comparison always fair? You could argue Jordan never faced a juggernaut quite like that 73-win Warriors team in the finals.
Or had to carry teams as limited as some of LeBron's early Cavs teams just to get to the finals. LeBron's losses often came against dynasty-level opponents.
It's all context, isn't it? And it's interesting how polls on this often break down by age.
Older fans lean Jordan, younger fans lean LeBron.
Generally, yeah. Older fans remember Jordan's peak dominance, the perfect finals record. Younger fans, maybe more engaged with the current NBA, seem to value LeBron's overall statistical production, his longevity, the versatility across his entire career.
Recency bias plays a part too, probably. LeBron's still playing.
For sure. And the debate gets so intense it even spawned that satirical term bronzesexuals for his most over-the-top fans. Shows how polarizing it is.
LeBron himself said years ago his motivation was surpassing Jordan. Has he done it?
That's always going to be subjective, isn't it? Peak perfection versus career-long breadth and impact. But what's undeniable is that LeBron's statistical case, combined with how he changed player agency, makes him Jordan's most significant challenger ever. There's no debate about that.
So wrapping this up, we've looked at a career that's really defined by this duality. Just unprecedented statistical dominance on the court, combined with this profound, sometimes controversial reshaping of how players operate off the court, in business, in media. He's more than just a player.
A sustained cultural phenomena, truly.
Yeah.
Which leads us nicely into our final thought for you, the listener.
Okay, let's hear it.
We've talked a lot about his longevity, playing with his son, setting records at 40, maintaining this peak condition, and it's often linked to reports that he spends something like, up to $1.5 million a year just on his body.
Yeah, on personal chefs, trainers, cryotherapy, all that cutting-edge recovery stuff, though he apparently denied knowing that specific number later.
Right, but regardless of the exact dollar amount, the investment is clearly massive. It's a huge dedication of resources, money, time, focused not just on training, but on maintenance and recovery.
Okay. Oh.
So if this is what it takes to perform at an elite level well into your late 30s, even 40, what's the true cost of sustaining a career like this? Financially, obviously, but also physically, strategically.
You mean, is this level of investment becoming the new baseline requirement for extreme longevity in the NBA?
Could.
Yeah.
If the blueprint for playing at 40 requires multi-million-dollar annual spending on your body, what does that imply for other elite athletes? Does it create a sort of financial barrier to sustained greatness?
Yes.
Is this the future?
Wow, that's a heavy question. Goes way beyond just basketball stats.
Something to think about.
Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.